Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Abby. I'm an American who is a sewist who lives here in South Korea. I want to say welcome. I know my last quilt video I gained a lot of followers. I'm really appreciative. It gave me like a boost. I've been trying to get more back into sewing and then actually filming while so I will be trying that a lot more to get more videos out. You guys really encouraged me with how many followers we gained after the last video. I'm really thankful. But I want to say welcome and hope you stay around. Today I am continuing a quilt. I started this quilt almost exactly 3 years ago. Right now today is October 4th and I believe I began this quilt either very late September or very early October in 2022, and I got pretty far. It is a Halloween quilt. It is a kit. I got pretty far on it, but I eventually had to set it aside and pack it away because I had to get ready to move to Korea in very early November, so small time frame. Didn't get it all done, and eventually one of my parents brought over the whole kit because I put it in a baggie, and they brought it over, and now I'm getting back to finishing it since it is, again, early October, almost 3 years later exactly. But I will show you how much I've gotten done. I know I started sewing already, so everything is cut. It's a little messy in the bag, but I have checked it since getting it here in Korea, and I know everything is there and it's mostly sorted into the right piles. But I will show you the squares I already got done, and I will just continue and start sewing right away. And like I did say, it is a quilt, it is a kit, and I do have the exact fabric that is on the pattern. It was like a whole kit together, so it's really cute. It is Halloween theme, and since it's October again, and this whole next week, I had yesterday off too, but this whole next week is a holiday here in Korea, so I have plenty of time to sew, hoping to get a lot of sewing done and film it too, and eventually get them edited and out to you guys. So pray for me, it doesn't get too busy. But I've already set up my machine and my ironing board over there, so basically I have to just get out the rest of the kit and kind of get my bearings on it, and then I can really start sewing and hopefully get a lot done today. It's only like noon, and hopefully get a lot done today, and then again, like I said, I have all week and hopefully get this done, maybe something else. Maybe I'll bring the Christmas quilt out again and finish it. So let me show you the pattern and the fabric and everything I've gotten done so far. So this is the pattern, and the picture is exactly what my quilt will look like since I have the same fabric. It is called Witch's Night Out. It's very cutesy, a lighter color palette for Halloween with the white background and all the lighter orange pumpkins, but it's very cute, and it is by It's So Emma Patterns. I believe I bought this at a store. It came, you know, as a whole kit with all the fabric together. So this is the baggie I put it all in. You can see it's a little messy, but it's mostly in piles of what the squares are already. I just have to get this out and make sure it's all organized a little better. But these are the squares I got done. There are quite a few. These are just all the tiny little pumpkins in different patterns. As you can see, there's quite a few throughout the quilt. So mostly I just have to do the big pumpkins and the different black pieces. So yeah, I think I have these. I think there's 2 of each kind of like pumpkin, and then the striped ones, and then I have the little zigzag ones, and I believe that's all that I have so far. I thought I did some of the bigger ones, but again, I have to look through it and see if there's any more just hiding in this whole bag. This is all the rest of the fabric, plus I think that's the backing. So I have everything I need in here. It's already all cut. As you can see, I might have to iron some pieces back out, but I can basically just start where I left off. Let's see. It goes through each pumpkin at a time. So I finished this one. I finished this one. I think I'm on this one, the Starlight pumpkin, which is one of the bigger pumpkins. So yeah, this is where I'm going to be starting today. But I'm going to take a few minutes to kind of reorganize this a little back into like each individual pumpkins or blocks, squares, finish setting up the thread and stuff for my machine, and then I can get started. I think for this video I'm mostly just going to be showing you very small clips of like sewing and like ironing and stuff, but mostly I'm just going to be showing you the finished blocks when I'm done and just kind of like updating you as I go. So yeah, hopefully get a lot done today, but first I'm going to organize, so let's get started. So I finished separating the pieces into their pumpkins or blocks, whatever you want to call them. There are just slightly a few stray pieces. I don't know where they go because I didn't count as I went. I just kind of basically scanned, and I mean they were mostly in the piles, but I have them all separated. I ironed them kind of like in piles just to straighten them out. The stray pieces will work out as I go through each block, but I think I'm ready to sew. I just have to finish setting up my machine. I'll show you real quick how everything is. So in the book, you know, they go block by block, so I just went through and put them in order. So this is the first one I'm going to start on, and it's piled right there, and then like the next 3 pumpkins, and then we have the bigger squares. This is like the cat on the broom. This is the witch's hat. This is the bat. This is the cauldron. So everything is separated. These are the few spare pieces that I don't know where they go because they don't go with this cat broom one, but I think that is the binding over there, but it's strips. So I think I'm ready to sew. I just have to set up my machine, thread it and everything. I can get ready to sew. Yay. So let's get started. It's been a while since I filmed, but I got the next pumpkins done. Did 3 blocks at the same time because they're all the same. They took a while because of the pattern. It's like a bunch of little corners going to the side, and while I was doing it, it's been a while since I've done a quilt, so I had to like remember, trust the process, because some of them weren't looking right, but they turned out just fine. So I will show you the pumpkins. Also, I only had to unstitch 2 seams, and that's because I had to change the bottom and it just went in wrong. So I would say this was pretty successful for not having sewn a quilt in a while, but I'll show you these pumpkins. So this is the Starlight pumpkin block. As I said, the corners of all these took a while to make. That's why it's been a few hours, but also got 3 of them done, so that's nice. Another block finished. So we finished this one. The next one is gonna be this one, triangular pumpkin block. So this one also might take a while. I don't know if I'm just doing 1. I think this is just 1. Oh no, it says make 4. So there will be 4 of those. So this is what I'm going to do next. A lot of corners again. Great. So this one might take a bit too, but we're gonna get started on this one. So as I cut these little sides off, I'm just gonna explain real quick. I realized that these squares I cut at the wrong size, and I checked all the other pumpkins and, you know, the background and stuff to make sure I didn't need, they were at 2 3/4 inch squares, and I looked at all the rest of the squares and the background fabric, and it did not call for 2 3/4 squares. And so I realized they were supposed to be the 2 3/8 squares for these, and so I had to get out the cutting board and cut them down to size. So now it was the process where you had to draw a line down the middle, sew each side. So now I cut them. I'm just now trimming these sides so they make these little squares. But yeah, just wanted to quickly explain why I had to get out the cutting mat and cut down some squares. So guess I just read it wrong when I was cutting it a long time ago. Luckily they were too big and not too small, because we can fix that, obviously. Now I can go forward with my pumpkins. I think I'm gonna have to do this process a lot, of drawing a line down the middle and then cutting them into 2 for these pumpkins. It looks like I have to do that for the next foreseeable future. So usually if it's just connecting, like the last pumpkins, I did not draw the lines on the backs. But for these, since I have to use that as my guide and go a 1/4 inch from those, I have to draw them. So it's gonna take a little longer. But luckily you get 2 sides of the pumpkin out instead of 1. So moving on to the next squares. Okay, so I'm not finished with this little half triangle, half square, triangle pumpkins yet. There's 4 of them total, but man, they've worn me out. I was sewing together rows and my bobbin ran out with this much left on this row. So I'm gonna take a break. It's dinner time, it's like almost 7 o'clock. So I'm gonna take a break, eat dinner. Been at this for 7 hours. But it's gone pretty smoothly. It's just a lot of sewing, especially these, you know, triangles. I had to sew twice and then cut once for all of them, and then had to pay attention to like what way I was ironing all of them. I'm tired. But yeah, almost done with this pumpkin. And I think I have 2 more types of pumpkins to do. Can't believe I've only made like 7 blocks in this 7 hours. That's, you know, a block an hour, but still, goodness, I'm tired. Yeah, I have these chained pumpkin blocks. I think it's 2 different types. I have this pumpkin left with like the zigzag X ones, and then I get another one with these like star patterns, and that's all for the pumpkins. There's 3 of these and 2 of the other ones, 2 of these. So I still have those pumpkins to make, and then the 4 individual squares, like the cat, the hat, the cauldron, and the other one, I don't know. But we're gonna do that. Oh, the bat. It's a bat. I've gotten most of all these pumpkins built. It's just the bigger ones that I have to finish. I mean, after I finish sewing all these together, I'm literally sewing the rows together. I'm doing all 4 of them at once because obviously that's the easiest. So I'm sewing the rows together. I'm almost done with them. You can see I literally just have to finish sewing the rows together and then they're done. But yeah, I'm gonna take a break, get back to it later. Probably just gonna finish the pumpkins today and maybe tomorrow work on the 4 individuals and then start piecing all the back together. Also, just like my back hurts. I haven't sewn this long, like sitting at my sewing machine for this long in a long time. So my back is just hurting from like hunching over, and I've had to like remember to sit up straight. I think my dog is also annoyed from the noise. He can't escape it. He's sleeping right now, but you'll probably, the next clips will probably be me sewing the next few pumpkins. Actually, the next clip will be me showing you the finish of this, and then I'll show you, go on to the next pumpkins. So yeah, we're almost there for today. I'm gonna clean up a bit, throw all my scraps that I've collected away. I've got a scrap pile here on my table, and then I have a scrap pile over near the sewing or the ironing machine. It's been fun, but I'm tired. We're gonna take a break for dinner and come back to it. I'll see you guys. I have finished them, all 4 of these dang pumpkins. So now I've completed 6 pumpkins today. These took so long, but now they're done. I took a nice long break to eat dinner, and then I scrolled on social media until I worried about my mental health, and then immediately put it down, started making my bobbin, and got right back to it. So now I have a full bobbin again. I'm gonna move on to the next 2 pumpkins, which are the longer, larger ones. They will probably take me a while too. We'll see how far I get on them. Maybe at least the next pumpkin, maybe not the last pumpkin. We'll save that till tomorrow. The other 4 things, like the cat, the cauldron, the bat, and the witch hat, there's only one square of each, unlike the pumpkins, which have multiple, so they kind of take a little longer. So we might save the last pumpkin and those 4 to tomorrow, and then sew the backing together. Yeah, I mean, and then we're done, because like I've said in like previous videos, my mom is my quilter, but she's in the US, so it's gonna have to wait to be quilted because I'm not gonna do it. At least not now. So yeah, depending on how we feel tomorrow, we'll see how much we get done. But I don't know, I feel like I have basically been sewing all afternoon today, whatever you want to call it, and I feel like I haven't got that much done, but it really was a lot, just sewing wise. We got 7 pumpkins done. I mean, like, look how many seams there are just in this one pumpkin. I did mess up on the ironing of them a little bit, but it's okay. I don't think it'll affect it that much. But let's see, we're gonna start working on the next pumpkin, which only has 2. Looks like only 2. Yeah, it makes 2. So we're gonna see this like crisscrossy one. We're gonna see how long it takes, and then from there we'll see if we want to start the next one. What time is it? It's like 8:30, almost 9, so I don't know. I'll start sewing on this one and maybe just take a break. I want to read some of my book. I didn't get to read a lot yesterday when I tried to. I'm gonna start sewing this book and see how far I get, and then reassess how much I want to do tomorrow. But yeah, I will, I don't know, talk to you guys whenever that next point is, whether it's finishing this pumpkin or tomorrow when I get to a stopping point. I will talk to you guys then. Let's continue. So it is actually 2 days later. I started sewing the last clips on Saturday. It's actually Monday now. Yesterday I went out with my friends and I just kind of took all day, so I didn't get really sew, but today I'm gonna sew all day. I finished the last pumpkins, or this pumpkin. I have one more long pumpkin like this that's a different pattern on the inside. Hopefully those won't take too long. These didn't take too bad a time, mostly just squares though. The next one has star shapes, so it might take a little longer, but hopefully not too much. It's this one, but that is the last pumpkin, and then I have the 4 individual pieces, so hopefully I will get all the squares done today and see how far I get on piecing it all together. But going pretty smoothly, and I did take some time this morning to chat with my mom, a couple hours actually, and she will, hopefully if my dad still is coming in a few months, she will take the tops I finish, I'll send them back with him, and she will eventually quilt them for me, and then I'll get them back at some other point between me going back or someone coming over here. So maybe we won't have to like ship them. But also I was talking to her, once I'm done with this quilt and the Christmas quilt, it'll be all the kits I have, and I was like, well, if my dad does come, it is around Christmas and my birthday, so maybe you could just send on over some quilt kits that you like. And she's like, oh, that's a great idea. I have tons in my closet, in her like fabric closet, and she like quickly went through on the phone, and I was like, oh, I like that one, I like that one. So maybe she'll be sending me some quilt kits so I can do them in the future. I got them out because I was talking with her about them. I have 2 fat quarter packs. This one is actually a Halloween one too, from Art Gallery, and then I have one that my sister did with Art Gallery a while ago, and I was like, can you look through your fat quarter, not fabrics, but fat quarter designs, patterns, and you know, maybe send some my way, because I haven't really found any that I'm really excited about. So she will be also doing that hopefully soon. But yeah, really nice talk, a lot of quilting and sewing talk with my mom. She showed me her projects too. She's actually leaving for Europe in like a couple days, so I was also talking to her about that. And also she might be coming over here next year again. So yeah, it was nice talking with my mom, and hopefully some more projects in the works. So I just have to do this last pumpkin, and then I get to start on the 4 individual things and piece it all together. This quilt is taking a little longer than I thought, but it's overall fine. These other pumpkins are going a little quicker than the first ones I started on Sunday or Saturday. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this last pumpkin, and then I will go over the last 4 individual squares. So let's get started. The pumpkins are finally done. I finished the last pumpkin set, the long one. This one with the little star in the middle. This was a lot of diagonal sewing again, but this is cute. So this was the last pumpkin. All I have left is the 4 individual like cauldron, cat, hat, and bat. Those all kind of rhyme. But I have those 4 blocks, which are just 1 block each, and then I just have to piece the back together. But that's gonna be tomorrow because I took a very long break today. I went to get dinner with a friend, and then I just watched a movie, and I finally was like, I need to finish the pumpkins today. So I did. So I'm gonna go to bed, and then tomorrow I will finish the rest of the quilt. So it will be the 3rd day of sewing. I don't know, it probably took a while to do those mini pumpkins back in America too, but I just can't remember. So this quilt is just a lot of different pieces. It takes a while, but it is very cute and it's turning out fine. So yeah, tomorrow 4 blocks and then piecing all the back together, and then we're finished for like the foreseeable future until I can get it to my mom to quilt. I think I have the binding with me. I would have to remember to send that back too. After that, I'm gonna figure out what I have to do next, like what project I'm gonna work on next. You guys have suggestions, let me know down in the comments if you think I should do the Christmas quilt that I did in my last vlog, or I should do a new project. I have plenty of fabric for clothing projects. I have projects for clothing that it's already like cut out and everything. I just have to like figure out where I am in the project and continue it. Or I can just start a whole brand new thing. Just let me know. I'm up for anything. Maybe. So that's where we are. I'm gonna go to bed tomorrow. Hopefully the last day of sewing on this quilt. It's been almost like 3, I don't want to say full days. The first day was like a good 7-8 hours. Today was just like off and on for a few hours. I only got the 5 pumpkins, the 2 large ones, done, and they didn't take too long. I took really long breaks. I called my mom, I went and saw my friend, I watched a movie, but it's coming along. It's looking really cute. I can't wait to see it all together. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So the first of the individual ones are done. I did, look how big this is, the big cat one with the broomstick. This took only like an hour to put together. It only took a while because like you have to build on the piece you just sewed. So you would sew, get up, iron it, cut it, whatever, and then go back down, sew another, get up, iron it. A lot less chain piecing, obviously, because they're all different little blocks and everything, but came together pretty quickly, just an hour, and look how big it is. So yay, got the cat finished. I just have 3 more. Let's see, next is the cauldron. That's the one we're gonna do next. And this thing, I have, with this, it had so many different little sizes of rectangles and just the white square. I had to keep this on hand to make sure I was using the right square or right rectangle, which I'm gonna have to do that again with the cauldron. There's a lot of little white squares, and this one I have to make like bubbles, which means I'm gonna be doing a lot of corners again. So many like triangle corners in this quilt. All right, let's get started on the cauldron. When I was assembling the cauldron, I still have a few pieces left, I realized I'm missing, see there's this white stripe on this side, I'm missing the piece that goes on this side, but it is the background, so it's maybe mixed in somewhere else, either in the witch's hat or just in the background pile, wherever I put that. There's pieces everywhere, so I just set it to the side. You know, I have the main cauldron, the legs, and then the top here. All I need is that one strip to finish the cauldron. I decided to move on. I finished the bat. How cute is he? He's really cute, or really quick to put together. So all I have left to do in the individual blocks is the witch's hat. So I'm gonna do the witch's hat. If I don't find the piece for the cauldron, I'm gonna look through all the pieces I have for the background, because obviously the background has the most pieces. And if it's not there, then I can cut a new piece. It may have got lost in the scramble, so hopefully we can find it. But the cauldron's not exactly done yet. It's like a very thin, I think it's like 1 1/4 by 7 inches or something. So we finished the bat, next is the witch's hat, and then piecing it together. If we don't find the piece, we'll cut it, but we're gonna do the witch's hat next. and then we'll be done with all the blocks. Yay! These are taking really not a long time, so we'll see how piecing it all together goes. We're getting there. Yay! The last block is done. This one came together a little weirdly. I also did sew this piece on wrong the first time. After that last clip, I realized it was backwards because I sewed it this part to here. But this is the last block. So now I just do the background, which is just a bunch of sewing the pumpkins together. You know, sewing the pumpkins together. It's a bunch of little white pieces. So I'm hoping the cauldron piece is in here. Somewhere over there, I have to find the pile of white pieces. But all of the blocks are done besides the cauldron, and that's just missing one little piece. Almost so close to finishing this quilt top. I have to just piece it together. I'm gonna look for the white strips. I'm pretty sure I cut them out. I have all these random like orange pieces. I don't know what they're from. I think they were just extra, but I have a ton of them because like, look at this. I don't know what these are for. So I'm just going to look for the white pieces. I have a bunch. This is supposed to be like backing and stuff. So I have a bunch of white. Maybe I didn't cut them out. I don't know. I don't see a white pile anywhere, so maybe I do have to cut those out. I don't want to. I'm gonna keep looking and get back to y'all. I might have to cut out some more pieces. But I have the bag still, so I'll go look in the bag, see if there's any pieces in there. Because this is a lot of cutting. It's like a lot of one-off squares, a couple. Maybe I didn't cut this. I don't remember cutting this. I have to cut next. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. Because this quilt has been out on my table for, what, 3-4 days now? And like, I want to do other things. I want to like put this away so it like takes up less room. Especially in my kitchen because I've just kept my ironing board out. I'll be right back. I'm gonna look real quick. So I looked around. I did not find a pile of random white cutout pieces. So that means the background pieces are not cut out. I have plenty of fabric. I also did not find the random cauldron piece. So I'm not going to do those today. I've been working on this project 3-ish days out of the 4 days I've had vacation, and it takes up a lot of room in my house, so I'm going to temporarily put it away and maybe get it out later this week and cut. I have other projects I want to get done, but I don't have enough space to do those projects and keep the quilt out with all my sewing stuff. So I'm going to temporarily put everything away, finish those projects because they're going to take a lot less time. They just need the space. So I'm going to do that, and then later this week I will get out this and finish this quilt. It's taken a lot longer than I was hoping, but I mean, it's really cute. I think it's worth it. It's just, you know, a lot of detail. It's different blocks and things. So I will probably see you guys later this week. Obviously in the video it will be sooner, but I do want to finish this week while I have the time, and then I can start on other projects. But yeah, I did not find the scraps or the cutout pieces, so we're gonna temporarily put it away, get it out again another day. I will see you guys then. I will be back